Hello all, and greetings from the museum. I am the museum's Curator of Education, Gina Thomas McGee, and welcome to your Lunchtime 5. Today we have a creativity invitation. I'm not sure about you, but I'm feeling a little depleted these days, a little drained, and so this is just an opportunity for you to get some inspiration and a little spark that you might need to keep going with the rest of your day or the rest of your week. Today we're talking about found objects. So normally we think of artists as using paint, plaster, colored pencils, right? If you have any little artists at home. But artists use all kinds of materials, and sometimes those are materials that they find or have been created by someone else. And here's our first example. This is High Tech Child by Namjoon Paik. And can you guess what it's created from? Let's get a little closer. It's made of televisions, that's right. So there are a bunch of small television screens here, and then, if you'll notice here, a larger one at the bottom. So this is definitely an earlier TV, and these ones are a bit newer. And the artist has constructed them, used them as his sculpture material to create this sculpture, which is almost human size. It's actually about the size of an actual child here. The great thing about this work is you actually get two artworks in one. So the artist has created the sculpture using found objects, but he's also the creator of the video that's streaming on the screens. Let's take a look. Namjoon Paik is widely known as one of the founders and originators of video art. So this was created in the 80s, and this is really new kind of art material, art process at the time. Check this out. I don't know about you, but this reminds me of a little bit of the MTV intro videos that I used to watch. Visitors tend to really love this work because it's all at once surprising and familiar. What do you think? Sparking some creativity for you? Let's see one more. Okay, so here we are at our second artwork. This one is a little less obvious. So I'm gonna get out of the way and let you take a guess as to what this one is made of. Let's spin you around here. What do we think this is made of? Is it a tapestry made out of fabric? Let's get closer still. As I move, you might notice it kind of catching the light and glittering, shining. I'm gonna zoom in really closely here. Ready? You figured it out yet? These are liquor bottle caps. Probably thousands of them that make up this wall-hanging sculpture. It's made by the artist El Anatsui, and it's pretty massive in scale, but he's actually made ones much, much bigger than this, ones that cover even the whole sides of buildings. So what a fantastic idea to take a common material like this that would probably have been tossed aside and instead transform it into an art material. So artists are creative not just in what they make, but the way that they see the world and how they use materials. Let's take a look here. I want to show you a secret. Not many people notice this right off the bat, but if we look closely, we can actually see the artist's signature on this work. Ready? Do you find it? There it is. E.L., which is the artist's first name, L, and 06, that's when this was made. Secret. So that's something to show off to your friends next time you're in the galleries. All right, so you've seen two artworks made out of found objects. Now comes our invitation for you to make one of your own. Let's do it. Okay, so we've seen two artworks by artists who have created sculptures out of found materials. And now it is our turn. I don't know about you, but I'm not quite ready to build an entire sculpture. But I thought that since I'm here at work at the museum, I would use some of my favorite found objects that we have here on site, which are art supplies, of course. So I ran down to our studio, grabbed some art supplies. I know this all looks very cute, but if you're just pulling from your junk drawer, that's great too. So what I'm gonna do, I thought it might be nice to create a little arrangement for our front desk workers and our visitors who come in the door. So I'm gonna use these art supplies to make a little kind of flower arrangement idea, except instead of flowers, I'm gonna be using colored pencils and other things we had lying around. So let's see how this goes. Ready? This is gonna be my base. It's a little paint palette that we had lying around. So let's see, that'll work for our base. And then I have this jar. You see that okay? I have this jar here. We use these to mix paint in sometimes, and also to just set up supplies because they're so nice looking. So I'm gonna put that on my base like this. I kind of like that. And then, oh, one of my favorite art supplies, felt balls. We use these all the time. They're so appealing to play with, and you can build jewelry out of them, all sorts of things. And I'm noticing right now that these little indentations where you put paint could be perfect for these little felt balls. So I'm gonna put these all around the edges here. Oh, I need one more. Here we go. I didn't really make any sort of pattern here, just kind of set it down. And then instead of flowers in my lovely jar here, I'm going to fill the bottom with sequins. Again, I love anything shimmery and shiny, so I'm gonna pour these in the bottom. Much how you would maybe some pebbles or something if you were creating a terrarium. And then finally, instead of flowers, I'm going to fill my jar with something just as beautiful, colored pencils. Here we go, ready? Just gonna kind of like nestle them down in there. I wanna be able to see some of the sequins, so I'm just gonna play around with that. There we go. So, get rid of all of my supplies. There we have it. A found object arrangement as a greeting for our visitors, and leave it for my coworkers too, like a little something to brighten up their day. What do we think? Look okay? So that's your invitation as well. I want you to take a look around your house, gather up some things that really just bring you joy because of their texture or their color, and make it a little arrangement for yourself. For me, someplace I might really appreciate it in my home is on my windowsill where I look out when I do dishes. I would love for a sweet little arrangement to be looking back at me. That would be really nice. But you could leave it by somebody's bedside table, maybe even on the dash of their car as a nice little surprise. So this is your creativity invitation for the day. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it brings you a little spark and maybe someone else in your life as well. Enjoy.